I'm autistic and obsessed with Batman.
Oh, okay.
So part of my little autism fixation when I was a kid was Batman. So it didn't matter like that it was the 80s. I would watch all the way back to Adam West, Eartha Kitt kind of Batman, right?
Okay.
I'm obsessed. Still am obsessed with Batman. And I begged for years. I wanted a Barbie so bad. And Mom's like, no. I could hear my mom and dad talking. My dad's like, just get him a goddamn Barbie. Mom's like, no, it'll make him gay. And I'm like, hey everyone, welcome back to this week's Your Weekly Therapy Podcast. We're talking about everything Y2K, 90s, millennium, nostalgia. My name is Mr. Williams, or Tell Williams. I'm a social worker and therapist. And over here we have...
I'm Anne-Marie DiPietro, and I'm still a nurse practitioner.
Still a nurse practitioner. Did you know in the 90s that you wanted to be a nurse practitioner?
No.
Oh.
Not at all.
Okay, so we actually had talked about doing like a whole nostalgic episode because nostalgia is like a human emotion, and I think it causes like a lot of both angst and like stuff that we want. But specifically this weekend, because we were talking like yesterday, like, what should we do? And nostalgia got brought up. There's like nostalgia TikTok. Have you ever come across it? It's like a bunch of like different images of like, you know, that way your house might have looked in 2000 with like the pool outside and like
Yeah.
So on Friday, I was seeing a lot of that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just want like a good nostalgic like night in, right? So I decided that I was going to have like a green cocktail, if you know what I mean, like a gardening cocktail.
Yeah.
And then I ordered a bunch of munchies because I knew I'd get that. So I had like fruit roll-ups, fruit by the foot, and then I watched Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh my gosh.
So it was like a little
I love
90s
that
night,
show.
right? So this takes me to
Was
Saturday.
this alone, or was Jason doing this with you?
No, he wasn't doing it with me, but he was like watching some of the stuff too.
Oh, okay.
So then Saturday rolls around. I made the little like cocktail in a Gatorade bottle because why not, you know? But I didn't finish it.
Okay.
So the next day, I have to go to the eye doctor, and I'm like watching TV with Jason. I'm like, okay, I have like an hour and a half. I probably should go take a shower. And I had opened another Gatorade up that day. And so I take a couple of big gulps of this Gatorade and realized, oh, that's the Gatorade from last night.
Oh, no.
And so I was like, this isn't good. And I want to be responsible because I was like, who knows when this is going to kick in? So I called an Uber, and I got ready, and I get to the appointment. And the lady's talking to the front desk woman is talking to a couple, and I'm just like full on like Melania Trump, eyes closed, smiling, nothing going on in my head at all. Not a thought.
Oh,
and she goes, sir, can I help you? And I was like, oh my God, yeah. Hi. I'm here for my appointment. And she goes, okay, what's your contact info? I said, oh, I don't wear those. She goes, what? I said, she's like, what's your contact info? I said, I don't have that. And she goes, no, your contact. And I said, I don't know. And then she just stares at me. I said, she goes, I need your name. And I said, oh, it's Tal. And I sit down, and I'm freaking out. Because I'm like, oh my God, they saw me come up in an Uber. My eyes are closed. They're going to know. And I thought the eye doctor's going to call the police on me. And so
it's illegal to be drunk.
I'm not drunk, Anne-Marie.
Oh.
A green gardening. Like a gummy, but in liquid form.
Oh,
and so
I totally missed that.
You did, and I'm sitting there,
no.
and I'm like, all I can think of is my eyes are closed, and then they're probably like, and so I go and the doctor calls me in, and I've seen her for years, and she was like, okay, let's do this point. Open your eyes. I'm like, they're not open, and so I'm freaking out, and she was like, she gets very concerned halfway through the appointment, and I'm like, I have to tell her, my dear officer's gonna be pissed, you know, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna dilate them, and I'm gonna put some yellow dye in. I'm like, I've never had yellow dye in my eye. And she's like, does that, and she puts everything away, and she looks at me, and she goes, your eyes are really red. And I was like, oh. And she goes, I'm kind of concerned, and I'm about ready to blurt out, I'm high right now, I'm so sorry. And she was like, I didn't say that, though. She goes, your right eye has a pretty significant tear in it. And I was like, what? She goes, doesn't it hurt? I said, no. She goes, you don't feel anything? I said, ma'am, I feel nothing right now. And then she proceeds to give me an antibiotic drop, and I'm going to turn my eye this way, and you're going to see how red it is, okay? Are you ready? It's this one right here.
I'm ready. Ooh!
Yeah. Apparently there's a huge, I don't know if the camera can see it, there's a huge tear in this eye.
That's disgusting. I
Yeah.
hope the camera cannot see it.
She was like aghast. She was like, and so that is a huge reason why I was like, you know what? That wiped away any nostalgic moment I had Friday, any of what I had Saturday because I was freaking out over my eye, and then I freaked out at the appointment. So now I feel like let's relive Friday, but in a gooder way, without the greens.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
So
wait, but before we start, I have to tell. I meant to tell you this on the last recording, but I've been sitting on this because I knew I had to tell you on the podcast, so you couldn't say no. So, do you remember who I said needed a lesbian spirit guide?
Yes.
Who?
JoJo Siwa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So in July...
Shut the fuck up. What's happening?
JoJo Siwa is coming to Philadelphia.
No.
For a concert.
Yeah.
And I got us meet and greet tickets.
Oh, my God.
Are you thrilled?
I'm so excited.
But they do have a 21 and over lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's at that like bowling alley concert venue thing.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, well, regardless, you can drink.
Greens. Is she going to sing?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Are you excited?
I can't wait for that. That's going to be fun.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like you can make some great material.
It's going to be a lot.
Aren't you thrilled?
Yeah, karma is a bitch.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
can't
what you
wait.
get for all those times you were like, we can't mention JoJo Siwa or we'll get canceled.
Well, God damn. It's good.
Right?
Speaking of good music.
Colleen was like, I'm 1,000% not going.
No.
You're going with Tell.
That's going to be so fun. We'll have fun. We'll make it
Don't
fun.
get canceled. Say that you're going to love it.
I'm going to love that.
I know.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So let's start with music then.
Okay.
I know that you asked some teenagers what they thought of Y2K 90s stuff. And
Yes.
did you bring up any music?
Yes. So, okay. So remember my story about the lacrosse girl's boyfriend that
Yes.
said I looked like his friend's mom and Colleen looked 30? So I asked them to because I figured that would only be appropriate. So what I will say is, number one, she thought that JonBenet Ramsey was a famous singer.
She could have been.
That's what Colleen
She could
said.
have been. We don't know her
R.I.P.
talent.
JonBenet.
What?
A life cut too short.
I know.
He didn't know who Cher was. Yes.
Why?
I don't know. It was devastating.
Cher's had a hit in every single decade.
I know.
#1 hit every decade.
But can you believe this? I asked, name 3 boy bands. You're not going to believe this. I was
No.
like, there's absolutely no way that they don't know 3 boy bands. And the answers I got were Backstreet Boys. Okay, I'll give her that.
That's good.
Rascal Flatts.
Oh, no.
Sorry for the disrespect. No. One Direction, which I'm pretty sure is circa 2013.
Yeah, there's no...
And I was like writing prescriptions then.
I'm still
so,
like in awe of Rascal Flatts.
right?
That's not true.
No, it's not okay.
Who was your... Okay, so there was a huge... what do you call it? Like riff. I almost called it a tariff. A huge riff between NSYNC stans and Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
Who were you?
NSYNC. 1,000%.
No.
You were Backstreet Boys?
All the way. Backstreet's
Get
back,
out of
baby. Who was your favorite
No.
NSYNC?
Justin Timberlake.
But that's changed, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I would say like Lance Bass.
Yeah,
Obviously,
thank
we
God.
love the gays.
Oh my God. Wait, I didn't think NSYNC. I used to
Really?
think, growing up, I used to look at people and be like, you could tell if they were NSYNC or Backstreet Boy. I have no idea how. It wasn't like there was anything that gave it away. You could just
But
tell.
you wouldn't guess that I was in sync then?
No. Well, baby, that's long gone.
Well,
that's
I
no
was
longer
really
part-
O-Town.
Asher Parker Angel.
Love.
O-Town was it, though.
I know.
In every show choir in, like, 2009, like, decided to do a throwback to, like, All or Nothing.
Ugh,
Every ballad, All or Nothing.
I would love.
Yeah.
Love.
And
I
Liquid
would probably
Dreams.
still cry.
Do you know
Well, not at Liquid Dreams, but
Did you know what that was about?
I mean, no. But now I'm like, that is so uncomfortable.
It is.
Lou Pearlman, what a perv.
Why were we like sitting there jamming to stuff that we should not have been jamming to?
I don't know. Like there was nothing okay about that song.
No. Same with like, I remember being like, in Backstreet's Back, is that the song? When I think Howie says, "Are you sexual?"
Oh yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Like I had no idea what that word meant. But I was like, Backstreet is back, baby. I didn't know shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Isn't that devastating?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think it is like because like it's really interesting to see that for a while I feel like fashion's been like edging us to like the millennium and then the 90s. And then like Trump takes office, everyone is super fucking depressed, and we just went full-blown 90s, like full-blown millennium 90s.
I feel like we had to survive.
Oh my gosh, why?
That's why I could find these butterfly clips at Walmart this morning.
Dude, because they were there and ready to go.
I know.
It's like, I'm just waiting for like, I don't know, Axe body spray to come back.
I think it is back.
Oh my, wait, no, what was the one in the clear bottle? Bod, I want your bod was like how it went.
What cologne did you used to wear?
Curve.
I was just gonna say Curve for men.
Okay, listen.
From Kohl's?
I was, well, now you can get it at Walgreens. You can get it at the Walgreens. It's behind a glass because it's very prestige. But that's so, no, I wore
My
Curve.
ex-boyfriend used to wear Curve for men with white sweatpants and a black hoodie. Loved.
The vibe.
Yeah,
was the
back
black hoodie
then.
and white sweatpants from the Hollister?
No, it was from the Nike.
Oh.
He was,
Bougie? I guess Nike wasn't
athletic.
He was super athletic.
He was. But like I'm older than you, so Hollister wasn't really a thing.
Oh, really?
Then.
It was more like
I was
Abercrombie
probably
and Fitch.
older. No, Abercrombie and Hollister were around the same time.
Were they?
This was maybe like 2001.
What was I wearing in 2001?
No, 2002. Yeah.
Aeropel.
I used to pronounce it Aeropel.
No, you didn't.
I swear.
I have.
I'm from Delco, though.
Listen,
we pronounce things wrong.
I have an entire. This might be one of my most viral TikToks of me talking about that word.
Aeropel?
It's Aeropel. Baby, their logo was a goddamn bulldog. Okay, it was not fancy.
That means.
A bulldog?
No, yeah, but what does a bulldog have to do with Aeropel?
No one knows. That's what I'm saying. So like, we don't have to make it fancy. It was Aeropel. Okay, you can ignore that T in there. Like, I don't know where she is, but she's gone.
I'm just saying that's what we called it around here. Well, around the Delco.
Why do you think that like during shitty times we like have to go back to our child? Because my childhood wasn't great. So for me to sit there and be like, I need to go back to my childhood means things are real bad now.
I think it's a way to disconnect, right? Because we were so disconnected.
Yeah, we could easily dissociate in the 90s. Yeah.
Do you know what I asked? I don't want to use her real name. We'll use Kate.
Okay, Kate.
So I asked Kate, how do you think we got on the internet when I was younger? And she said, any antenna. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't too far from that.
Right. So then I played them, like later on I asked more questions, but then I played them the dial-up sound. And I was like, what is this? And they were like, oh, like when a phone gets disconnected.
No, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's a totally different sound.
Yeah.
That dial-up sound to me is like the best song ever written.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like hearing like the White Lotus theme song. I'm going to shake my ass to it.
Yeah.
It makes me want to a little bit.
I was listening to it. I was like, oh, I used to be so excited
Always.
hearing this, Because
Yeah.
I'm like, is it going to say, you've got mail?
You've got mail.
Oh,
Yeah.
I asked them that too. And Kate goes, well, there's mail in the mailbox.
Well, there was on the icon.
I know.
Oh, what was your screen name?
Ann Marizzle XO.
No.
Swear.
Marizzle?
Marizzle.
Stop.
I swear.
Was that when you used like your whole life?
Yeah, for most of it.
No.
Yeah. I had Outrageous 04. That was after Britney Spears' Outrageous came out. It was probably 2004 is what I would assume.
That was a vibe though.
What, Outrageous?
Outrageous, but also just AIM in general.
Oh my God.
AOL Instant Messenger.
I asked them, what does IMing mean? And they were both like done with me at that point. They were like, literally, we have no idea.
What do they call it? Oh, I guess you would call it Snapchatting because that's IM or DMs. Because you're instant messaging people all the time on Instagrams and the Snapchats and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I guess
asked them
they're
what
calling
away
them...
messages were, too. Tell me about your away messages while I find their answers.
My away message always consisted of an angsty Simple Plan lyric.
Always.
But like I spent forever trying to figure out the exact like Comic Sans color I wanted to use because everything was Comic Sans then.
Always.
And it was usually like that brown and teal that was super popular then, or the yellow and gray. But it was always angsty. It was always like, sorry, I can't be perfect. Go into the middle school game. Like I don't know. It was bad. I was an embarrassment, and I don't like to admit that. What?
Okay.
Do you have your away
this
message?
This is what Kate said.
Oh God.
An away message was like someone saying goodbye to someone on the phone, and it was used to hang up.
No. The shit I got into on AIM and those away messages, what were yours usually consistent of?
Oh, it took me hours to craft them.
Yeah, because you could save them.
Yeah.
Do you remember? You could like buy now, but you know why did I save them? Because I always wanted something different.
Always. And I used to use all like the little swirlies and like stars, and sometimes I would make like you know like the little faces, and you could like make designs out of things.
Yeah. I always would like I'd sign on. And the sound it would make when someone signed on, and you could go invisible, and then right away. And I never went invisible. I didn't want people to know. I wanted them to know I was on.
Oh yeah.
Because then I put my away message up, so it was very angsty, and like the person it was directed to, it was like subtweeting before subtweeting. But then, okay, I have to tell you my AIM story.
Okay, I'm ready.
This isn't funny. Okay, so don't giggle at all. But I was thinking about this yesterday about AIM and how honestly it was really dangerous. AIM, we were just like sitting there just trusting people fully. ASL,
and AOL chat rooms.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Okay.
So, like little 16-year-old, I was obsessed with AIM, right? Like just like you couldn't get me off of it. Like one time, I would pretend to be sick and I didn't want to go like do this like outing with my family. So my dad took the modem. But you know, like we didn't have just the desktop computer. You had like a big tower. He took it with him because he's like, well, you're not. If you're sick, then you can't even get on the internet, right? So I walked 2 miles to my mom's house. I could get on the internet there. But anyways,
my God.
I was in an AOL chat room.
Okay.
And I don't remember what kind it was. I used to go on there, like super Christian me, and be like, you don't have to be a gay, and try to like give the word of the God because I was gay.
Oh my God! Stop.
And I, you know, was those who don't do, you know. But anyways, this was like when I was a little bit more comfortable, and so I started talking to this guy named Paul. Okay, and his real name is Paul, and there's a reason why I'm using his real name. Okay. And so Paul lived in like Massachusetts or something like that, and he was 17, I was 16, right? And we're talking, and he was like, "I love you," and I'm like, "Paul, I love you too." And this is love. And so he drives from Massachusetts to Indiana to come see me.
No.
Thank God Paul was Paul.
Oh
and he was 17.
Thank God.
But he gets there, and I'm not out to anyone yet. I'm very butch at the time.
Did you know he was coming?
Yeah, like we oh, let's meet up, right?
Oh.
And I don't know how because he was 17, but he was able to get like a hotel room for himself because like he can't stay at my parents' house. No one knows I'm a gay, and so. And it's like middle like February, and it's like freezing out. Maybe actually it's over Christmas break, so it's like freezing though, right? But I don't know why. But when he said he was 17, I was like, I can't be 16. So I told him I was also 17.
Oh.
Okay. Now I don't want anyone to judge me because I was a child. I was 16. This was like 20 years ago. Okay. And I don't know why I thought a year made a huge difference, right? But he comes and he visits me, and it's like fine, and it's kind of weird, but whatever. Like nowadays, like don't let someone do that. But I don't want to tell Paul that I lied to him. But he invites me to go to a movie because there's nothing to do in Indiana. So we went to like a coffee shop, and then we like walked around like a park, but it's freezing and it's Indiana. So he's like, let's go see a movie. I'm like, absolutely. And I think it was like one of the Final Destination movies, you know? Ooh. But the gag is those are rated R.
Oh, no.
And I'm 16.
Oh, no.
And he is 17, so he can go see it. But I can't.
Oh, no.
And I forget that. So we're getting ready to go to the Linway Cinema Plaza to go in there and watch the movie. And we're getting ready to walk in. And I'm like, oh, fuck. They card here. And they're going to see that I'm not 17.
Oh, no.
I'm 16. And so I sit there and I go, I can't do this. He goes, what? I said, Paul, I can't do this. And he's like, what is wrong? I said, my Christian, I can't go see this movie. And I pretend like I'm having like a moment with God in a reckoning. And I can't go see this movie because Jesus has called me not to go see it.
Oh, my God.
And I don't think we saw a single movie. I think we went to, like, the Mexican restaurant. But anyways, Paul then leaves. He sends me in the mail a mixed CD. Okay.
Oh my God.
Great, beautiful, cute moment. One of them is him singing.
Oh.
I know, which was fine. And I thought about this because I was like, oh my God, AIM. I met him on AIM, right?
Uh-huh.
And so yesterday I was like 3-4 years ago, like he randomly found me on Instagram and was like, oh my God, how are you? And he's like married now and has
To
this,
a
like,
woman?
No.
Oh.
No.
I was like,
He's
that's the
definitely
gag.
gay. No, he's like married now and has like a PhD in music or whatever. I don't know. Like living his best life. Like a super nice exchange of like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm like, do you remember me? And I'm like, yeah, I remember you. And I wanted to like come clean, tell him I lied and stuff like that, but I didn't at the time because I don't even remember if I knew I lied. But then last night I'm thinking, oh my God, I have to let Paul know I'm going to talk about this on the podcast. So I look for him on Instagram. I'm like, oh, that's so weird. So then I go to my Facebook. I'm like, oh my God, because I talked to him on Facebook, like in 2007, and I type in his name and nothing shows up. So I go to my messages and type his name in. There's no profile, and not that I'm blocked. There's no profile, and then I go to Instagram. There's no profile. I think Paul's dead.
No.
I think he's dead.
No.
I think Paul is not with us anymore.
Oh,
Nothing.
Paul.
Paul. So I said, I'm going to use his name because, Paul, if you're out there and you're not dead, you should let me know because I need to confess that I lied to you about my age by 1 year.
God.
He's out there thinking I'm 32, going to be 33, and I'm 33, going to be 34, and I know he remembers my name and birthday.
Oh, Paul.
Paul.
What happened? Maybe he started dating one of your exes and didn't want you to know.
And maybe he divorced his husband, started dating
Yeah.
one of my exes, and yeah. But I just thought, you know what, Paul? If you're not dead, I hope you're happy. And if you are dead, I hope you're happy too, Dad. Because, baby, right now, all we have to live for is the 90s.
Right? What was on the mixtape?
It was, I remember there was a bunch of like Jack's Mannequin. And then a song from the last 5 years, which is a musical. And he sang a song that he wrote.
Oh.
And Paul, please don't be mad if you're alive and you see this. I could only listen like 30 seconds of it.
Oh,
I
don't devastate Paul. He works in music if he's not dead.
No. He's probably great now.
Oh,
that was
okay.
20 years ago.
Okay.
No, he sang well. His voice was chef kiss beautiful, but it was like a classical opera voice singing a pop song. And I couldn't do that.
Do you think Gen Z knows what mixtapes are?
They would have no idea.
I asked what burning a CD meant, and do you know what they said?
Did they think it was actually burning a CD?
They thought it was taking a lighter to a CD to, quote, make it work.
No. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Do you remember how they used to crumble up when you burned them? Because you can burn a CD, but then you can burn a CD. Like when
Right.
your ex broke up with you, you burn that CD.
Right.
Or you get on
we
LimeWire.
had to like blow on it to like put it in the Walkman.
Yeah.
Oh, I asked Kate what a Walkman was. Do you know what she said?
What?
When men walk all over women.
Well, she's not wrong.
Well,
Did you have a Walkman?
well, duh, didn't you?
I had a tape one,
Yeah, same.
but then I also had a CD one.
Yeah, same.
And I like try to run with the CD one.
Oh, I didn't run.
And you could get ones that, because if you guys don't know this, so a Walkman was this like little, think of like an iPad, but it was for CDs. And
It's actually nothing like an iPad.
I'm talking
What are
about
you
the size of
about?
it.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing like, no, but it's big. It was like,
Yeah.
and you could put your, did you know what a Walkman is? Okay, cool. We had asked when the producer, but you put your CD in it and you could listen to it. Here's the gag. It would skip all the time.
All the time.
If you farted the wrong way.
If there was dust on your CD.
Oh my God, you would have to pop it out, and they would get hot sometimes. They'd overheat.
Yeah.
And with your shirt, and then you put it back in, right? You could get then, and I would go running with it in a cemetery because our front yard was a cemetery. So these people are mourning the loss of their family, and I'm listening to, Yellow Cards, Ocean Avenue, skipping, But you could get a non-skip one eventually. And those,
I
you could.
I had one of those.
All I could think of is like they eventually would make belts you could wear and go running. And you could put your Walkman like a tool belt.
Oh,
I know.
See, I didn't run, so I didn't have any of those
Oh my
accessories.
God, it was because it was like with the tape ones you could put on your jeans. You could do that too with the Walkman.
Wow.
Who was your go-to like '90s like singer musician person that you loved?
TLC, Celine Dion.
Yes. Wait.
What?
I love giving this lore. TLC.
Yeah.
Waterfalls.
Favorite song ever.
What's it about?
I feel like you told me this
I did.
before.
I did. This is my favorite piece of lore. I tell people.
I feel like every song I sang when I was younger, I literally had no idea
Do you want to know
what it meant. Yes, tell me.
AIDS.
No.
It's about a guy dying of AIDS, and it's so obvious, and they talked about it openly all the time.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm sitting there just dugging.
Oh, I was doing cartwheels in my backyard.
Yeah. I'm like, don't you go chasing waterfalls. I'm not chasing waterfalls. I'm like, have some respect, Tell. I had no idea.
Me neither.
Stand back, you're dancing kind of close. You know that song, Feeling a Little, that's about a boner. Grinding on a boner.
I guess that makes sense.
It does now.
It really does.
Not me when I'm hopping and bopping in like a pool, you know.
Oh my God, stop.
Or the roller rink.
Oh my God. Wait, what were your favorite 90s, early 2000s snacks? Because I brought a bag and I want to see if I have any of them.
Well, I want to see if I can guess them by eating them. I want to put them in my mouth and guess.
Okay.
I just love putting random things. Okay, I'll close my eyes. Okay, my favorite snack that I know you couldn't find. I love nothing more than 3D Doritos.
Oh my gosh, I looked for them.
They're gone, and they tried to bring them back for like a second, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same recipe.
When was that?
I don't know. Like again, like because we've been living in like a hellhole that they brought a bunch of like 90 snacks back like 5 years ago. Like Dunkaroos came back, and I think they had to redo them because some people were like, "These Wait, are you doing something with snacks, or am I closing my eyes for no reason?"
Give me your hand. What? That was so terrible.
Is it this?
Yes.
Oh my God, is that Dunkaroo?
Yes.
I just talked about a Dunkaroo.
I know. That was so bizarre.
Oh, that's good. It's not as good as I remember.
Do you need a wipe?
No, I just use my jeans.
Oh, okay. Well, that's dirty. It's not as good as you remember?
It just tastes like a cracker dipped in
Icing?
like cake icing.
Yeah. It's good. What's wrong with that?
It's not bad. It's just like,
Okay.
okay, I'll close my eyes again.
This one isn't a food. You have to sip it. I can't even wait till you see this, and I can't believe they still make
I have to sip it? Is it a drink or is it a food?
It's a drink. Do you know what it is before you drink it?
I have no idea. Hold on. Let me touch it. What the fuck is this?
Tell you're being so dramatic.
It's the twisty thingy.
Uh-huh. Can you believe they still make them? Look at the top.
I love these.
I know, me too.
We used to have the off-brand ones from the dollar store because we were poor and couldn't afford the real ones. And my mom would like never let us have the Kool-Aid.
I almost got the barrel ones.
I love the Huggies.
Ones. Yeah, but then I was like, oh, I think these will be better. And also the package was really large and I already had a full cart.
Oh my gosh.
All right, what else do we have?
Tell me about some of the other things you asked them about.
This is going to be good.
Okay, I'll close my eyes.
I got a good one.
This is after I had a fruit roll-up.
Wait for this right now. Oh, I got fruit roll-ups too.
I had one
put
for
that in your mouth.
You bet. Your forehead. Oh.
Wait, just hold on. It's gonna get better.
Oh my God.
Just tough it out a little longer.
Which color did you give me? Yellow?
No, pink.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got the extra sour one.
Oh, fuck me. Once the dust settles, it's fine. Oh.
Look. Do you want to wash it down with a Pez?
An Easter Pez.
Oh my gosh, you can't take it out.
No, the sour's gone. You want me to crunch and munch on that and that mic? People, I don't know if it's going to be ASMR. People are going to think there's an earthquake.
Probably. All right, you want to see what else I asked them?
Yes, I have to know.
Okay. So, I asked, how when we got our license in high school, if we didn't know where we were going, how do you think we got there, right?
Which is
My answer, what would your answer be?
MapQuest.
Exactly, print MapQuest.
Yeah.
Do you know what both of these assholes said?
What?
Take out a map. It's like, how old do you think I am?
No, but
Really?
I will say, when we were driving to North Carolina to visit my sister, when she moved there, we MapQuested it. But if you got lost, yeah, you'd have to pull up a map. And it was not easy to read that thing, baby.
I would never be able to get there. That was not a thing.
Wait, so do you remember when Garmin came up with all the GPSs that everyone had?
Oh, yeah.
Because your phone didn't have it.
Put it on your little
Yeah. And they were
windshield.
expensive.
Oh, yeah.
There's also, what was that game people played where it would be like, what was it called? Caching.
Oh,
Geocaching.
Yeah, geocaching, yeah.
Oh, my
I think
gosh.
people still do that.
You know, can I just say, what in the dateline were we doing in the 90s and early 2000s? Geocaching. It was like you would go and it would be like, this thing is found and it would give you like the latitude, longitude, what's that called? The number thingies.
The coordinates?
Yeah. And then you would go there and it'd be like under a rock and it would give you this and then there'd be like a bunch of like, what is it, a treasure just you could take or put in there. But these places were secluded.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing was stopping like a serial killer from just like sitting there being like, I'm the prize, you know?
Well, now kids like share their Snapchat locations like all the time. No.
Sharing your location.
No, I just said that to Kate yesterday. I'm like, that's how people get murdered.
Yeah. You know how often I lied about where I was? And then, like, when I'm just sitting there on my computer,
obviously, when I was printing out my MapQuest directions to go see some boy in Plymouth meeting.
Right. And I was going to say when I went to go see a boy in Plymouth.
Oh.
Not meeting.
Massachusetts?
No, in Indiana.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
You know, the most people don't. The thing that I think is so funny is I feel like the first time that we had, like, undeniable location setting. And I don't remember if anyone remembers this. They're going to think I'm lying, but I distinctly remember Facebook when it first came out and you would update your status.
Yes.
Or maybe it was MySpace, actually. It was MySpace.
Yes, it was MySpace.
And it would, where you were at, it would say where like your location was. It'd be like, you remember it'd pick your picture and they would say like, and because you just said like, what are they doing in Timbuktu or wherever?
Yep.
Did you ask her about MySpace?
I did.
What did she say?
That's what I was scrolling to. Oh, wait. Before I go to MySpace, I asked them what Star 69 was.
What did they say?
And they both got like so awkward. Like I asked them about sex.
Oh, no.
And Kate goes, it's a sex thing, bro.
And you said no, baby. I would not be asking you that.
No. Exactly. That's what I said.
That's
I was
so
like,
funny.
Who do you think I am? Do you think I'm Tell the Pervert? No.
Me?
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not a pervert.
I know. Colleen's gonna kill me. So, anyways, I said, "What's MySpace top 8?"
Yeah,
and she goes, "MySpace is definitely a game."
It honestly kind of was.
I know.
The top 8 was absolutely a game because you had to play it. You had to play the system.
For sure.
I absolutely did.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, well, no, but like, it was a game if you were like pissed off at your friend and you were like, haha, I took you out of my top 8.
I never took them out.
Oh, you just moved them down?
I just moved them down because I think that's worse. Because top 8's like, you really upset me because they know you're going to put them back on it. They know you're going to put it back on it. What's even more fucked up is when you just move them down one or to the last one. Because then it's like, he's not so mad at me, they took me off of it. But I might not ever get back to that top spot. And you probably didn't. I loved it. And I love the people who like took the fucking like easy way and put like celebrities as their top 8 or whatever.
Oh, no, I
I'm like,
did that.
oh no, baby,
that's
not
bizarre.
me. It was always people I knew. And here's the thing that people like don't fully understand about the MySpace era is like no one taught us this. And I want to say not only did no one teach us this, but it wasn't like you could chat GPT this information or like it was easily accessible in like Google. Because we didn't really, it was like Ask Jeeves was like reigning champ. We could code.
Oh, yes.
And I'm not talking like a little bit. I'm talking full on code. Because like if you wanted to change your background, you couldn't just be like, make it pink. Like there wasn't that option. You had to go in and you had to like write a code.
In your AOL profile?
No, in your MySpace one.
Oh.
Do you remember?
Well, like the OG was the AOL profile. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I'm talking like boots on the
HTML.
ground. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could sit there and because like you could find songs, stuff like that. But again, you'd have to code it and they would pop up in there. It wasn't like it was like a option. You just go click, click, click. You had to figure out how to code it.
Change the font too.
Everything. You could change the font. You could make like the background a different color. You could change the what's it called, font of it. You could change the look of it. You could make like your profile picture go from like the side to the middle to the. You could do anything and everything you wanted with it. Everything and anything. And we were full on coding. Yeah. And then like my favorite was doing all that. Obviously with like a Simple Plan song, top 8, or if you want to be real shitty, do top 4. Because I think originally it was like top 4, then it was top 8, and then you could do like top 16. I'm like, that's too much.
No, 16, then it's like you're not even.
Yeah, no.
I had like 16 friends, so.
Right. And people could publish these like, this is kind of like, I feel like between Juicy Campus, what that was called? Juicy.
Oh gosh, yes.
Between
Campus.
Juicy Campus and MySpace was how we got Gossip Girl. Because what you could do is you could put you could make this like, post essentially like a big ass story thing that would shoot out to everyone. It wasn't like updating your status, it was more than that. But people could like post these things and people would comment on those posts, and I don't know how to explain it because it was definitely different than a Facebook post because it'd go into like a very specific space on MySpace, because you could post on MySpace too to people's stuff. It was vicious. It was mean.
Literally talking to the girls on Colleen's lacrosse team about Juicy Campus. I was like telling them the story. And one of the girls goes, "Oh, like Gossip Girl?" And I was like, "You were a goddess.
It is like Gossip Girl.
You were a goddess for not making me feel old, and that you know what that is."
But babe, I think the only reason why they do is because Gossip Girl did a revamp.
I know. That's what one of them said.
Yeah.
But at least we went back and watched the original.
Okay, what was your go-to like cartoon that you would watch growing up?
I really never liked cartoons. I know.
What?
I know.
Why?
I don't know.
Ever?
No. Like I would watch like Sesame Street, Barney.
Never.
What was that one with like the bananas that went down the
Bananas
stairs?
and pajamas.
Yeah.
They're coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
Why did you say, what was the one about bananas and they're coming downstairs? It's like
Bananas and pajamas.
I know you almost said the total title of it, but had no idea what it was called.
I know.
Bananas and pajamas. That was it.
There was another one
Timmy
that was
the
like,
Tooth.
like no. It was like giant stuffed animal things.
Eureka's Castle.
No. Oh, I like that too.
Bear in the Big Blue House.
No.
What was it on?
No. It was. I don't know. I would have to text my mom. Oh, Zoobilee Zoo. That's what it was called.
I was too young for that, probably.
Oh my God! Shut up, Tell.
Me at Zoobilee Zoo couldn't be. I wasn't even thought of.
Oh my God! You're ridiculous. You're like 3 years younger than
me. My shit was the Rugrats.
Oh, I did like Rugrats. You're right.
I was Chucky Finster.
You were?
I was scared of everything. That was like nickname growing up, Chucky.
I was. My dad used to say I was Angelica.
But do you know what we all are now?
What?
Cynthia.
Oh.
No hair, just vibes. Like Rugrats was one of my favorites, but also
Doug.
Oh yeah, I had the Roger haircut on accident.
Oh my God!
You know,
no.
It was like the Macklemore, where it's just here on accident. Just the hair was here.
Stop it.
Yeah, Doug has one of my favorite bops, the "Banging on the Trash Can" song.
Oh, yep.
I sing it all the time.
But no, one of our favorites is Bug Juice.
When I tell you bitches, Bug Juice, when they made fun of that girl for being fat.
You can't get over it.
I cried.
I'm just saying the song was a bop.
No, Bug Juice doesn't come in a jar.
Bug Juice comes from who you are.
Yes. I wanted to be on Bug Juice so bad. I wanted to be on Bug Juice. When I was a kid, I wanted to be on Bug Juice. And and we've talked about this before, I will never get over it. If you went to the 7-Eleven, you could get Bug Juice.
I still don't believe this.
I swear.
You told me it like 12 times. I've never seen it.
I would sit there on Saturday mornings before going out because we lived in the woods.
What even was Bug Juice?
The juice. It was just bad juice. It was like this, but it was in like
a jar.
No, I wish. It was like a little dome cup, like the ones that like you the top off. And you could like, you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely not.
Like an olden day water bottle like this, but you'd like pinch it open and then drink it, and you could like,
Oh, yeah.
it would come like that. And so
that like still exists.
Oh, well, I've not seen one in a minute, but that's what it would come in. So what we would do is like we would get them on like Friday, but we wouldn't drink it. And on Saturday morning, we would like have our like cereal or toast or whatever we ate for breakfast. And then we would sit there and we'd watch Bug Juice. And then we'd go outside because our front yard was a graveyard and our backyard was the woods.
Wait, what cereal would you have?
My favorite cereal, or what cereal would I have? Because that's a different question.
Both.
My favorite cereal was probably either Lucky Charms or Captain Crunch. The cereal that I would get was whatever was in a bag and was cheap, and that was on my Lucky Charms. Guys, it's happening. And they're actual Lucky Charms. They're not treasure shapes. I love Lucky Charms. And do you know that you can now get
just marshmallows?
Marshmallow ones.
I know. I almost got just the marshmallows, but that was in like aisle Z1 of Walmart, and I didn't know where Z1 was.
Honestly, I don't think anyone does.
Seriously.
And do you know what I loved about Lucky Charms is that they were naturally sugar. We would have to eat the corn flakes, or my Puerto Rican grandma, corn freca. She was like, you
had to put sugar on them?
Yeah. And so we'd put sugar on top of it, and then we'd beg for bananas or something in it to make it not taste like you were eating like actual just like dust.
I used to put sugar on my Rice Krispies.
Oh, I love a Rice Krispie.
I know, me too.
And a Rice Krispie treat.
I also brought
Rice Krispie treats.
Cinnamon Toast
Crunch. The taste you can see.
Mm-hmm. I almost brought Rice Krispies, but I was like, I feel like they're kind of mainstream still.
Yeah.
Right?
They haven't gone away. Lucky Charms hasn't either, I don't think. Here's the thing. What I loved is waking up. I feel like this is like maybe this is why Gen Z is just so miserable. You guys don't know the feeling of waking up on a Saturday and watching TV for the best part, which was the cartoons. All of the toy commercials and the cereal commercials, and I loved that. I mean, now that commercials are like for like adults and grown-ups, they're boring, but for kids they were great. It didn't feel like, oh God, in a commercial break. You know what I mean?
No,
it wasn't
like,
a break,
I
baby.
Like this new Barbie.
Yeah, ballerina Barbie. She would turn. She had a little crown, and she would turn around.
What was your favorite ever toy?
Well, I wanted a Barbie, but I couldn't have one. But I would say my Batman action figures in the 90s.
Yes.
Well, it started in the 80s. Val Kilmer, rip. He just died recently.
Weren't you like not even born in the 80s?
Yes, but I'm autistic and obsessed with Batman.
Oh, okay.
So part of my little autism fixation when I was a kid was Batman. So it didn't matter like that it was the 80s. I would watch all the way back to Adam West, Eartha Kitt kind of Batman,
okay.
right? I'm obsessed. Still am obsessed with Batman. And I begged for years. I wanted a Barbie so bad. And Mom's like, no. I could hear my mom and dad talking. And my dad's like, just get him a goddamn Barbie. Mom's like, no, it'll make him gay. And I'm like, so their solution to make me not a homo, instead of buying me a Barbie, a woman, was to buy me the Batman and Robin action figure set that was based off of the Tim Burton movie. So it was Chris O'Donnell and George Clooney. The thing is, these were replicas of the movie. And in the movie, their suits had nipples.
Oh my!
Batman and Robin, they put nipples on their Batman and Robin suits.
That's so scandalous.
And then my parents gave me that thinking this will make him straight.
Oh no!
Chris O'Donnell was my first crush. And then after I watched those, because those came out when I was a kid, I went back and watched the other movies. And then Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman was my crush.
Ooh.
Do you know how confusing that was?
I'm sure. I can only imagine. I loved Amy Jo Johnson. Do you know who she was? The Pink Power Ranger?
Yes. Wait, what was your favorite toy? Was it the Pink Power Ranger toy?
I was the Pink Power Ranger like 8 times for Halloween.
I loved the Power Rangers.
Did you watch that special? I forget what show it was on. What show or streaming service or whatever. It was about like the Power Rangers curse and like all the Power Rangers that had died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was your favorite Power Ranger?
The pink one. But
See, my favorite was the green one, but I obviously
Jason?
had to be the pink one.
Wasn't
Yeah.
Jason yeah. I was always ironically Billy, the Blue Ranger, and he's gay.
Well,
David
obviously.
Yost, I think that's his name. But he's gay IRL, and I mean in the show probably. But I always had to be the Blue Ranger because my sisters would be the pink and the yellow ranger, and then my cousins always like I don't remember like the red one or something. So I would always have to be the blue one, and I hated it growing up. And now I'm like, he's a babe. But it's more. Wait, did you ever watch the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie with the ooze?
No. I think that was
Anne
a little
Marie.
beyond my time.
What
year was that?
Like 99.
Oh.
It's never.
Then maybe I did.
You have to. If not, that is something we have to do.
Okay.
It is.
We'll do it.
It is my favorite.
Movie ever?
I'm not joking. I watched it last year during Halloween again because I watched the new Power Ranger movie that came out a few years ago, and I was like, it's fine. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie is it.
Better than Spice World?
It's right up there. It's camp, but it's not like intentionally camp, I don't think. It starts out plain. Power Rangers are up there, obviously in their designated color because like, they don't want. This is what never got. Sorry, let me take a break for a second. This one never made any fucking sense to me.
What?
They don't want people to know they're the Power Rangers, right?
Right.
Like it's like an identity. But you're gonna walk around all 5, 6 of you in the same goddamn color as the Power Rangers and no one's gonna suspect a thing? That made no sense. Kimberly, stop wearing pink all the time. People are gonna know. But they did. Every single time they were in that. And did you know
What?
that half of that was already recorded Japanese material?
Yes.
I was so that one of the first times they actually wore the shit was for the movie because they didn't have it for the movie.
Yeah.
And Rita Ora.
Did you know that after the first season, they, besides the original Power Rangers, they replace the actors every year?
That makes sense. Because, Kimberly Jo Johnson.
Yeah, she didn't get replaced. She was an OG. And then I think the Green Ranger, Tommy, he was an OG. And then maybe Blue?
Blue was
but
an OG for a while.
there were 3 of them that they replaced every year.
Yeah. Well, the Yellow Ranger
Which
died.
is bizarre. I know.
A lot of them did.
So did Tommy, and so did
Jason.
Yeah.
God, that's sad.
It is.
You know what?
So did Tommy's brother, who, like, in real life, brother.
That's too
who
much.
was also on the show at some point.
This is like, I feel like there's a lot of bad or wild shit that happened. Yeah, like what was her name that fell in the hole?
Ooh.
Baby Jessica. Remember? Now, love me some Captain Planet. Okay, love me some Captain Planet.
I didn't like Captain Planet.
He was hot as hell in a green mullet. What's not to like? You know how concerned I was about quicksand growing up.
Were you really?
Every 90s cartoon, every 90s movie. I swear there's always, Clarissa didn't explain that one, like always quicksand. And again, we go down the woods. I was terrified to go out in the woods sometimes. I thought this is the quicksand that's going to take me. It never was. I don't think I've ever seen quicksand. Yeah. But damn, that was some scary time. Did you ever watch any of the PBS kid shows?
Yes.
Favorite one?
Well, which ones were they?
Reading Rainbow.
Oh, no, I didn't like Reading
Wishbone.
Rainbow. I didn't like Wishbone either.
You didn't like?
No.
What's the story?
Mr. Rogers.
He had to be on PBS.
I think so.
That feels right.
Because I would watch Mr. Rogers all the time, but then I would get annoyed when Reading Rainbow and Wishbone would come on. I think Sleepy Zoo might have been on PBS also.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Because I think like Barney was too in Sesame Street.
Probably. Yeah. That sounds right?
My favorite part of the theme song of Reading Rainbow is my sister 2 years ago, my younger one, was singing it.
Uh-huh.
And she thought the lyric was, "I can't read anything." And she screamed it. She was so excited. She was like, I was like, what did you say? She goes, "I can't read anything." So that is the exact opposite of the point of Reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's when the bops were good.
What was your favorite show in middle school? Like 7th, 8th grade. There's only one right answer.
I don't know if I was in middle school at the same time you were, though.
Oh, shut up, Tell.
Honestly, probably Laguna Beach.
Oh, my God. I was in college when Laguna Beach was on, so that's bullshit.
Okay, maybe I was a freshman during Laguna Beach. So
you
then
were
what
not
was my favorite?
freshman.
Laguna Beach Babes? I think Laguna Beach was like 2005.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I was a senior in high school.
Wait,
because we used to have Laguna Beach nights.
What was your middle school?
Boy Meets World.
I did like Boy Meets World because I thought, what's his name? The brother was cute because he had pretty hair.
Eric.
Yeah.
Your lack of passion for Boy Meets World concerns me.
See, I don't know what it was. I did like Boy Meets World. It was fine.
Did you watch The Wonder Years?
Yeah, I watched that.
Well, Fred Savage and Ben Savage were brothers.
I know.
So
Well,
I
duh,
felt
they looked
like I had a
exactly alike.
connection.
And then when they went to college, his brother was the creepy professor to
I
Topanga.
know. I was so excited.
I know. No, I did like it, but I didn't love it. You know what I mean?
I still remember where I was the day I watched the series finale of Boy Meets World.
Well, I got a problem with a little bit of it. The series finale.
Yeah, series, like last episode ever.
You're going to tell me that Topanga got accepted to what, her Ivy League school? And she's like, I stayed.
University of Penn.
I stayed. Don't stay, bitch. Go.
Oh, maybe it was Harvard because it was based in Philadelphia.
And
I think they ended up
she was
saying they were like at Penn, right?
I don't remember.
Oh, whatever.
I just remember being like it's like every 90s thing, the girl stays. Rachel and Friends, I couldn't get on the plane.
Oh my God.
Rachel, get your ass on that plane.
I would joke with Colleen before we got married that like during the vows, I was just going to like bust out with Corey and Topanga's wedding vows. And she thought I was like so serious. And really I was until I saw like how mad she was. And then I was like, all right, fine, I won't do it. But like I dreamed my whole life to do Corey and Topanga's wedding vows.
Just do it for your guys' what's it called? Renewal, like in 10 years for your
She'll
anniversary.
Probably be just as mad then.
Nah, I feel like that one's more loosey-goosey.
But in the series finale, I used those quotes like literally in my away messages for like years. When Corey does he has that little brother. Remember, the parents have like a baby afterward.
They love doing that on TV shows.
And like the last scene is Corey talking to his little brother, and he's like talking about, you know, like this inspirational thing about the world. And then the last line is, now I get it. Boy Meets World. You get it? Like Boy Meets World.
I mean, it's fine.
Oh my God, shut up, Tell.
I mean, was I moved by it? No, is it because I didn't get it? Probably. Like, my little like middle school brain. What else did you ask her?
Okay, let's see. I asked, what if we wanted to watch a movie at home? And wait, was this? Hold on. I think her boyfriend said you would go to the Red Box. I was like, that's a bit advanced, sir, but close. She said you would have to buy the tape, and I said, where would I get it? And she said the library.
Well, you wouldn't have to buy it if it's the library. You could just check it out, but you could get tapes there.
Right. Oh, and get this. So I said, how did you send a text message with a flip phone? And she said, you didn't until they had keyboards.
No. You could T9 that
T9.
shit.
Yep.
Did you prefer T9 or the punching it in?
I punched it.
I punched it in. T9 was a little confusing sometimes because if you were trying to text under the table at school, if you used T9, it could come up with a different word.
Yeah.
But if I want to say what's up, you hit that 9 3 times for that W. You know what I mean? Or whatever it was.
Right. When I was telling them about it, I was like, oh my gosh, that was so much work.
It was. But I swear sometimes I could probably text faster on that than I still can with an iPhone.
Probably.
Wait,
I could too.
Jumping back real quick to the movies. Where did you go get your movies?
Blockbuster.
Here. We did too, but we also had Family Video,
Blockbuster.
Yeah, no,
we didn't have that.
Video Visions, but I think Video Visions might have been like a local thing. Blockbuster, yeah. The late fees and everything. There's nothing better though than like going to Blockbuster. We would get Slurpees. Because this is when I was in high school. We'd get Slurpees, the 52 ounce at the Speedway. Then you'd go to Blockbuster and get your snacks and your movie, even though the snacks were way overpriced there. And then we'd go back and we'd watch the movie. And it would always, like, I saw Teeth from the Blockbuster. Have you ever seen Teeth? It's not a musical. You've never heard of Teeth?
No. What is that?
It's about a girl with a woman. But where?
Oh.
She has vagina dentata. That's what it's called in the movie.
How old were you when you were getting this tape?
I think I was a senior in high school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Were
I could
you
actually
17?
I was 17.
Is that why?
Yeah,
Oh,
I could
okay.
rent it. Yeah. It was I saw that and the Human Centipede from Blockbuster. Yeah, Blockbuster was wild.
No.
I swear to God, you could get both of those.
You did
there.
not get Human Centipede at Blockbuster.
If I got teeth at the Blockbuster, I definitely got Human Centipede there.
Oh,
we would get the most
God.
ridiculous, grotesque movie, and we'd go watch it, and then
Oh my
we'd
God.
laugh about
Wait,
how
I'm gonna
stupid
text
it
her and
was.
ask what Human Centipede is.
Do not do that. That's so gross.
I'm doing it.
It's like such a camp thing, too.
It's so disgusting.
Yeah. I'm just trying to also remember the distinct movies that we would rent from the Blockbuster. I remember as kids, we were each allowed to pick out one movie. Then I remember this like huge shift happened where Blockbuster went from the tapes to the DVDs. And then it wasn't soon after the DVDs came out that they were just like, fuck it. And then everything went to Redbox.
Right. Well, I asked them too. I was like, if I wanted to listen to the new Britney Spears album, like what would I do? And her boyfriend was like, you would like go get it on a VHS tape. And I was like, no.
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 You could get the concerts they recorded on the VHS tape, but you couldn't
get Spice World
on the VHS tape.
Yeah.
That is so, no.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to go get the tape or CD.
Yeah, at FYE.
Yeah.
What was the other CD place called?
Goodies. Good
No.
something, wasn't it?
The Wall.
I didn't know that one.
Oh.
We had the FYE.
We had I think it was
We
called
had
The Wall, right?
We had the FYE, and I don't know what was going on in the late 90s, early 2000s. You might not know this because you grew up Catholic, right? And you went to Catholic school. This thing happened in the late 90s, early 2000s where like Jesus freak was a thing, like the cool Christian moment, right? And this is when Family Christian Bookstore popped. And like you could go anywhere and everywhere. And this is when this like cool popular idea of Christianity came along, and they were mean as shit. It was like the Mean Girls found Jesus. Oh. And it was one of my favorite. And
I did love Mean Girls though.
But that's you could see that in like all those little movies though. Like all the movies and TV shows. Like and like for some reason, Mandy Moore always played the mean Christian in every single movie.
Oh my God.
But like this was like a legit thing. And they would say the most unhinged stuff. These girls, like in real life, like I remember in like middle school and high school, they'd be like, Jessica, you know my spirit.
Oh my God.
But I'm just saying she's an atheist, so maybe her dad deserved to die. Like, I mean, just the most you know my soul. Jessica, you know my soul. But like, I'm just saying I accepted Jesus in my life and I've never had cancer. You know, like it's just unhinged. And then while wearing a purity ring and like a cross necklace, I was always like,
oh my God. When I first met Colleen, you know, she had cancer.
yeah.
And so I would always joke with her that it was like my walk to remember moment.
Shut.
You know, Mandy Moore.
Again.
So when I asked Colleen to like be my girlfriend, because, you know, like at the age of 35, that's like a normal thing to do. I literally played
Only
the Walk
Hope.
to Remember song. Yeah,
Not
Only
this.
Hope in the background. Yeah.
You want to talk about CDs.
Yes, what?
A Walk to Remember, maroon CD. And it was like A Walk to Remember. They were all in different things. Shane West, Mandy Moore.
Love Shane West.
Okay.
Love.
Who was the other girl in it? I guess it was just Mandy Moore was the only one that.
Yeah.
Devastating movie.
Oh my God.
Devastating.
So devastating.
She dies. Spoiler. You know, if you,
I know.
it's been out for
Colleen was
20
like,
some
do you
years.
really want this to be a Walk to Remember moment? And I was like, well, not really. I mean, not really.
No. But like that CD, Bop after fucking Bop, Switchfoot, again, big Christian band. But like I just remember too, like that little hussy, Mandy Moore was like with her butterfly tattoo when he puts it on her, and she's like, hold on. Because again, she's like super Christian girl.
You literally say this every time we talk about
because
Walk
it makes me laugh so because it was so seductive. She's like, he's putting on a butterfly. She always wanted a tattoo, but she's a Christian. She can't get a tattoo, and so she's like this when he puts on her and he's blowing on it. And she's like,
Stop.
And she's like, oh, and making that face, and I'm like, this is too much, ma'am.
Oh my God.
It's too much.
Did you watch all that?
I loved all that. I loved it.
Well, do you remember what would happen at the end of every episode?
Well, which thing?
Well, they would have their rap performance at the end of every episode, right?
Yeah.
And so like you said, I like grew up Catholic, went to Catholic school. My parents didn't even let me say shut up. I used to like get in trouble for saying shut up. We weren't even allowed to say the word butt.
Like B-U-T-T, butt?
Yeah, like butt.
Oh my God, that's
like
funny.
ass, butt.
Okay.
We had to say coolie.
Girl, why didn't you just say bottom?
Well, I don't know, because
Coolie.
we were Italian, and it's kind of like a, I don't know.
That's
it was embarrassing.
hilarious.
Regardless,
Okay. Yes.
Anyway, so I wasn't allowed to watch the end of all that. I would have to go to bed before the rap performance because they might curse.
They didn't curse on all that.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't allowed to watch it. But then I told you about the O-Town concert incident before, right?
Mm-hmm. With your dad?
Yes.
That was O-Town?
It was the Q102 Jingle Ball concert, and O-Town was performing, but like 13 people would perform, like 13 different performers.
Wait, how old were you then?
Like 8th grade, maybe? 7th or 8th grade? 7th grade, maybe?
Couldn't be me.
What, at the O-Town concert?
No, what happened?
Oh.
Take us away with that. That'll be our. You guys, this will be the close off story because it's a good one.
So I was obsessed with O-Town.
Yeah.
So I would go in O-Town chat rooms. I had like my whole like quote unquote O-Town crew. We would talk all the time. My dad says he'll take us to the Jingle Ball where O-Town was performing. I somehow got front row tickets. Still no idea, but I was like, I'm living my best life. I'm gonna like have Ashley Parker Angel sweat on top of me. Yeah. It's going to be amazing. So we go, and do you remember Ja Rule?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ja Rule comes out on stage.
This is right. Yep.
He starts performing.
As he does.
Ja Rule was not exactly a Christian rapper,
he was not.
if you will.
He wasn't.
So Ja Rule begins singing his songs that include lots of curse words and, vulgar statements. I don't know what happened to my dad. This was like pre-heart attack, so he wasn't on Zoloft yet. So I think like maybe that's part of it. He like loses his mind. He is like straight up screaming at Ja Rule. Like we're in the front row, remember?
He's directly like, talking to this man.
Yes. My dad's like marching back and forth in front of the stage, like pointedly screaming at Ja Rule. Like it went on for far longer than it should have, okay?
I like to think Ja Rule remembers this.
I guarantee, Ja Rule, if you were watching, please let us know that you remember. So we obviously get escorted out by security.
Shut the
Thank God
fuck
O-Town
up.
had already performed. Otherwise, I was like, you would have had to pry me off the chair. Anyway, it gets worse. So not only did that happen at the concert, but like not everyone I knew was at the concert.
Correct.
Right?
Why would they be? Yeah.
But everyone that I knew listened to Chio in the morning on Q102.
Oh.
Right? On the way
God,
to school.
No.
Yes.
Why don't I remember this part of the story?
You don't? Oh. So Chio, the next day, and his comrades tell the entire story on the morning radio show while all me and my friends are driving to school. Well, our parents are driving us to school. Yes. So not only that, my dad then calls in.
No.
Yes.
He's making it worse, baby.
Yes. And then like berates them some more. And I don't know what he said on air, off air. I was going to text him and I forgot. But I know that we got some free stuff. So he must have had choice words.
That shit's funny.
But the humiliation was forever. Like I can picture it in my head. No, for sure not. But I mean, seeing O-Town in front row was worth it back then. But like I wish I had it on video. But like back then, videos weren't a thing. I had like disposable cameras to see O-Town.
Chef kiss.
I should go look for my albums. I probably still have them. But anyway, it was completely humiliating, and I will never forget that moment. I've never been escorted out by security before.
But isn't it funny that, like, this is like I said, my childhood wasn't great, but when I'm like, oh my God, I just like want to go back to a simpler time. It's like, it's a little funny to me that's like reminiscing and like having a whole like nostalgia episode and been like, here's some really fucked up stuff that happened, but like we miss it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wish the worst thing that would happen to me is my dad would yell at Ja Rule and I'd be escorted out of a concert instead of being like, these tariffs and we're, sending people away to these like jails across sea that like it's fine. Everything's fine.
The worst thing to happen was when you would hear the door slam and your crush signed offline.
Yeah, and they didn't say hi to you.
Oh.
Or even acknowledge your away message.
I know. That was terrible.
We need to know your guys' AIM screen names.
You didn't ever say what yours was.
Goshen XCT10. Goshen, cross country, T for towel, and my favorite number is 10. And that was my email for Facebook up until like a year ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then I was like,
I tried to log into my Zynga like 2 years ago, and I can't access AnneMarizelXO at AOL.com anymore, so I can't reset
they said, baby, that's not it.
Yeah.
If like Zynga, the MySpace, Tom, tell us how to get back in those things. We got to see the trauma.
If I saw my Zynga, I would never recover.
Oh, I don't want to read what I wrote. It's probably too angsty and embarrassing. But let us know your AM screen names, your way messages, and something humiliating that happened to you, because we have to. There's power in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know your favorite nostalgia 90s, 2000s,
or what your
80s.
Kids say these topics are, because
ask them.
Yeah, ask them. It'll make you feel 1,000 years old.
Yeah, we could do 500 episodes of this, so maybe this one does well. We'll do another nostalgic one. Talk about Furbies and Tamagotchi. Yeah. All right, we'll see you next week, friends. Subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. Listen, download. I don't know, all the things that you're supposed to do. But we'll see you next week. Bye.